Hey, kia ora BYD students. Really excited you guys are coming to the end of your studies and very aware that our next round for the Korowai Tupu membership applications closes at the end of this week. Crazy. And that if you're wanting to apply, that probably doesn't work too well with your final assignments and all those types of things. So I thought we'd prepare a little bit of a message and make a suggestion about how you could get your application into this round and not have it infringe too much on your study and things. Really aware that by the time you hit next year, there'll be some real challenges for you as far as finding time and space to complete an application, probably as much, if not more so, than you're in at the moment. So, thought I'd take you guys to our website and show you where things are at. So if you think you want to apply for the Korowai Tupu membership, and as a graduate with the BYD, it's very likely you will at minimum qualify for membership and possibly even for accredited membership of Korowai Tupu. The first thing you're going to want to do is cruise onto our website, that's just www.arataiohi.org.nz, and we have a whole tab that relates to our professional association. If you go to this one, you'll see there's some tabs around about Korowai Tupu, and you're going to want to head to the membership tab. So our application process starts with a written application, and you actually have some choices about whether or not you do it all in writing or whether you do some of it kanohi ki te kanohi, face to face. The application process will give you some more information about how to apply, what our dates are, etc., etc. And in this place you'll find our application form, which you can click on, and that's the thing I'm going to take you through. This is a Word document version. You can also apply online, which is just available over here. Sitting underneath the application process as well, you'll see we have some guidelines, a sample application, and a document we call What You Need to Know, the information sheet. The guidelines are there a little bit like when you apply for a passport. You often not quite sure what the application is actually asking for, so it gives you some ideas and some hints as to what we might want in that space. Sample application is quite similar, but it's exactly what it says. It's an example of the types of things that we're looking for, and so you can have a look at that and get a sense of where you might need to pitch our application. It's not a perfect application, it's kind of an average application that we might see, and then what you need to know is some information that surrounds the whole process. Now, before I take you through the form, I might just tell you a little bit more about your two options here. The application form is in three parts, if you like. The first part of it is all the stuff you would expect to see. It's a lot of it is statistical. It's telling us the different places you have done your youth work. It's telling us what qualifications you have. It's very much just an information about you part of the application. The second part of the application relates to our core competencies. You know these very, very well. These are what you did in your degree. There are 9 of them. We've got space for 8 of them in the application, and on each of those 8 core competencies you are asked to give us your knowledge, your experience, and your reflection. The 9th core competency is about reflection, so that's why we don't ask it 9 times, because the 9th core competency as a reflective practitioner is integrated into the first 8. My encouragement and suggestion to you is that instead of completing this middle part of our application, which is all around the 9 core competencies, instead of completing that in writing, I would recommend that you ask for a kanohi ki te kanohi meeting around the 9 core competencies. This would last an hour. It would be with myself and another member from our membership committee. They're likely to Zoom in. Because you are Wellington based, we're able to do that with no cost to you. If you're in another centre, we might need to charge for this particular thing because we obviously have to physically get people into that space. So because you're third year students and because your whole degree is based on the 9 core competencies, we spend an hour with you. We're very easily going to be able to hear from you around your knowledge, experience and reflections against each of the 9 core competencies. It's certainly the most time consuming part of our application, and given the phase that you're in, we think that would be the easiest way to proceed. The last part of our application is all the attachments that you need. So the police check, the proof of your qualifications, proof of identity, reference checks, those types of things are all in the last part. We appreciate some of those things are time consuming, but we just have to have those things as part of the application process. Be aware with the references, one of the two that we ask for would be from a young person. Some people can struggle to provide that depending on the context you work in. If that's the case, then we have some suggestions for alternatives for you as to how you could do that. If you do ask a young person for a reference, you're welcome to get them to do that in writing. You're also welcome to record them talking about you. The big thing we want to know is that you are able to relate to young people. That is really the big thing. It's great that you want to be part of our professional association, but if you can't form a quality relationship with the young people you're working with, then we're probably not the association for you. So that's why we ask for a reference from a young person. The final part of our application process is in the format of what we call ABC, and it's the feedback format. So A stands for ask, B stands for build, and C stands for celebrate. Whether or not you become a member of Korowai Tupu, we would love to provide feedback to you. So the first part, ask, is around, is there anything you would like us to give you feedback on? It could be an area that you're concerned about, that maybe you're wondering, will I qualify for membership? It could be an area that you'd really like to grow in and you'd love suggestions about what that could look like. Anything at all really, but it's allowing you to help frame the feedback we give you. The second part is build, so that is from the membership committee, areas that we see and we would encourage you to build in as far as your youth work practice goes. And C stands for celebrate, so these are the strengths that we see in your application that we'd love to celebrate with you, hopefully as we continue on this journey together with the Professional Association. Closing date for this is Friday the 20th of October. Obviously that's really soon. If you are really keen to apply and don't see yourself being able to get in by that date, but would see it by early the next week, please feel free to contact either myself or Shannon at Arataiohi, and we'd love to have a chat to you about what that would look like. Membership fees wise, all that information is on our website. We do want to be upfront. While it is the cheapest professional association in the nation, it still is a bit of money, and our hope is that your organisation will be able to pay for you as far as that goes. The membership application fee is $90. You would be invoiced that once we receive and ensure your application has all the bits in it. You'll receive an invoice for that. If you are accepted as a member, there's also an annual membership fee. One of the things to be aware of with all the other benefits that we have as professional associations, if you are wanting to go to Involve 2018, which is the youth development conference of the decade, because we haven't had one for so long, members of Korowai Tupu will receive a significant discount to Involve. So one of the things for your organisations is they can either pay more for Involve or they could support you in your membership of Korowai Tupu. We really encourage you to consider applying. If you have any questions whatsoever, please flick us an email or give us a call. Both Shannon and I are really happy to have a chat with you around this process. Thank you, ka kite anō, look forward to hearing from you soon.